This is Stan, and this is my shop. This is my shop, and we're doing a shop tour today. This is my saw stop. This is my sled. I just built a bigger sled. We seem to be a bigger one all the time. I had a small one. It just wasn't big enough. Every time we do something, we need a bigger one. And then, of course, we've got the inker for it, and all kinds of little, ditty bopper jigs. And then we made a outfeed table for it that just cut the wood and fit it to where it slides in there, put the legs down, and there we go. That gives us an extension for that. We've got our joiner over here, and my joiner burned up. It's strictly by accident. I had a little 6-inch, and this one popped up on Facebook or Marketplace. I bought it, had no idea it had the helical head in it. Went to pick it up, and it had the helical. And I've been sitting on the fence for 3 years with this. And I just can't believe it makes that much difference. I made one cut with this, with the helical, picked the phone up, ordered the helical, and put in that one. So whatever was a good price used, that's what I bought. Not necessarily grizzly, and it happened to be that, and a saw. The bandsaw. That was not intentional. It didn't matter to me. I think one's just about as good as the other. They're all made overseas.
Exactly.
I've got everything wired that I can, 220. Now these can be changed to 110, and that can be changed to 110. I don't remember whether my dust collector can be changed to 110 or not. I think it can, if I remember right. But all you gotta do is change a couple of wires in the motor, and they're back to 220 or 110, whatever you want. And I see it all the time. I've done a lot of wiring. We had a marina and campground down on Rayburn, and I built our cabins down there and wired them with the help of a friend of mine. And all this you see about going 220, it gives us more horsepower. It absolutely does not. It changes your amp draw on it, and it's just pulling less amps. Now, for what most of us do, you'd have to have a computer and a program to ever see the difference in electricity draw. Okay. Now, if you're running a commercial shop, it makes a difference on how much electricity you're doing. But for most of us on this right here, you're not going to see any difference between 110, 220 as far as how much electricity you use. It just makes it easier on the motor, and it does not give you more horsepower. But most of all of my tools, all of my big tools come off of Marketplace, or back when was Facebook. Everything's secondhand, and I can't make myself spend that kind of money. There's a difference between cheap and tight, and I'm tight. If it's not a bargain, I'm not buying it. I guess the only thing I've bought new in here is that sander. Okay. And it's made a big difference. It's I guess probably, I don't know which I'd have to have first or need the most, the sander or the planer, but I use the sander a lot for end grain stuff. And I've heard about it, seen it on the internet, heard about it. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when one of those boards will blow up in that planer. And I can't make myself do it. Now, I know a lot of people do it, just take tiny, tiny, tiny passes, but I just can't make myself run one through there. This is my junk cabinet. I keep my glues in here and my paints and cleaners, and I know it ain't fireproof. This was made 25 years ago. I've moved it and moved it with us and moved it with us. I've had it about 25, maybe 30 years. It's old. You got to have rules.
Yeah.
Rules is rules. And then actually, I started out in the oil field years ago. I've always wanted to do woodworking. I built a little cabinet in school, and that was the end of it. And then I moved up here, then moved down to the lake in Sam Rayburn and put in a marina and a campground and cabins and maintained it and built cabins, and that's all I'd ever done. And when we moved back up here when I retired, I thought, I've always wanted to do this, so I'm gonna piddle with something. And I just got into cutting boards, cheese slicers, and charcuterie boards.
The charcuterie.
Yeah, charcuterie boards. Yeah, that's that vacuum and the sander is the only Festool I own. And the sander made a difference. I mean, it's monstrously different between the DeWalt, the Milwaukee, all those sanders. It's huge difference. And where it's at's here in the arthritis. I can't hardly use those hardly at all. This one doesn't vibrate, so my arthritis is horrible.
There.
This is all the Ellie boxes that I'm making, 4 of them. I've got my clamp rack over there that I made. And if you can't tell, you can see that I am OCD about my clamps. My son-in-law bought the orange ones. As far as I'm concerned, I mean, if you can find them used, and I won't give over half price, the jet clamps are the way to go. AC and heat. Heater works fantastic, no matter what. Now, the air conditioner, you can stay in here till about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the evening when it's summer. These roll-up doors, you can't insulate them.
Right.
If you could insulate those like you do a regular door, it'd be awesome in here. But the summer, the heat comes through, you can just feel it radiating through that metal. Yeah, that was just built about 2 years ago. Year and a half ago. And it's got the soft closed doors. My son-in-law built this. Yeah, he's probably a keeper. Yeah, it got its own dust collection. Yeah, that booger's been giving me fits. This will be the 3rd time I've glued it in the same place. As you can see, it's cracked, it's split, it's come apart. This is the only place. And I have taken it, and this was before I oiled it, cleaned it up, glued it again, run it across the joiner both directions, re-glued it, and the stinking thing it don't act like it's got any glue on it. That's red oak. Maple, walnut, and padauk. Just an old saw handle. Keep my saw blades on there. Just something different. Yeah, these things are a booger to put sandpaper. All I can tell you is just get it slide, and just leave your gaps in here. But when it comes to tightening this thing, you can't get your fingers in there.
Okay.
Big fingers, little fingers, tight finger. Matter of fact, that one's loosened up some. And they give you a little tool over there. You can see this side to hook that to raise it up. Well, I can get my finger in to raise it, but you can't get a hold of the sandpaper over here. So you can get a hold of that sandpaper, flip your and pull down on it, and tightens it up. That is the only way. I mean, you get right in there and tighten that thing up. And then there's one more thing that I always see it on the internet. People, well, what about tack bond? Is it good for this? What about a different glue? What about that? And this was strictly an accident. I dropped it one day and I was going to clean it up. If you ever wondered, that's concrete. And everybody says, well, would it stick? Does it change? Does it stick to wood? What about a different glue? I never changed from tack bond because that tells you it's sticking. It pulled up the concrete.
Wow.
And that was an accident.